All right, welcome back to the channel. So, Shakur Stevenson is being ducked by Oscar Valdez and Jamel Herring, apparently. And Jamel Herring gives an excuse that he is chasing the Lineal title, and that's the reason why he's dropping his belt. You know, you just can't make this stuff up. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. So this video, we're going to talk about the 130 pound division, the super featherweight division, and we're going to talk about specifically three fighters: Shakur Stevenson, who's the former 126 WBO champion, Jamel Herring, who's currently the WBO 130 pound champion, and Oscar Valdez, who I do believe is the IBF champion. He might be a unified champion, but definitely the WBC champion. Shakur Stevenson has complained he complained on Twitter that people on the same side of the street were ducking him. So, easy question to get to the bottom of, or easy answer to get: who could he be talking about? Who's on the same side of the street as him, and who can be ducking him? Well, the same side of the street as him means the same promotional outfit that he works for or he fights for. That, my friend, would be Top Rank. So Top Rank is the same side of the street. So there's fighters at Top Rank that don't want to fight him. So who are the people at Top Rank in that division? You will see that the two champions that I mentioned, Oscar Valdez and Jamel Herring, are both with Top Rank. And Jamel Herring said out of his own mouth that he was going to fight there was money in, I think he said money in a Shakur Stevenson fight, but the fight with Oscar Valdez is the one that he wants for whatever reason. Okay, the problem with that is that Shakur Stevenson is his mandatory. Moreover, what Jamel Herring said was that he would drop his WBO belt to fight Oscar Valdez instead of fighting Shakur Stevenson. Why would he make that decision? What he gave, and he talked to me on Twitter. Surprised he did it, but hey, man, if he wants to set himself up, no worries. Batter up, boop, out the park. Easy money. So he says that he's going to drop the WBO belt so that he can have a chance to get Lineal. Lineal is not worth discussing in this particular video because Oscar Valdez is not the Lineal champion. So not sure how he's going to get the Lineal by fighting a guy that's not the Lineal. Only way that you would get, that I know of, getting the Lineal championship when you don't fight somebody that is Lineal is if you win all four of the major championship belts and there's nobody else. You've cleared them all out. You're the only champion. Boom, you're the new champion. A new line starts with you. However, when you're talking about Oscar Valdez, that's not the case. And according to Cyberzone Boxing, who keeps the records on that stuff, they've not named a Lineal champion since Manny Pacquiao left the division in 2008. So why all of a sudden miraculously would it be up for grabs in a fight between Jamel Herring and Oscar Valdez? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, especially since I'm pretty sure there's been other unification fights that have taken place at that weight class since that time. Don't know for sure, but seeing as we're talking about a 16-year time span, it could have happened. Regardless, that's just not the case. So you put that aside and you say, well, why Oscar Valdez since you know it's not Lineal? And on top of the fact that there is no Oscar Valdez isn't Lineal, Jamel Herring is talking about dropping his belt. If you drop your belt and refuse to fight your mandatory, and that mandatory then wins your title, why would you be Lineal for ducking him? Because you're not undisputed. You're definitely not undisputed. And there's no line over there anyway. The reason, let me cut to it, that he would say he would be Lineal is because he is conflating the ring title and the Lineal title. It seems to me, because that's what people do all the time. They conflate the ring title. Because there is a way for Jamel Herring to become the Lineal, to become the Ring Magazine champion because he's currently ranked number 3 by Ring. And I think Oscar Valdez is ranked number 1. When the number 1 and the number 3 fight, because the number 2 is unavailable for whatever reason, then they get to fight. When they fight, that the winner of that becomes the Ring Magazine champion. The Ring Magazine champion, not the Lineal champion. Although, must be stated that the reason that that happens is because Ring wants people to conflate that. They want, it's always the Lineal, or is he the Ring? Which one? Well, he became the Lineal when he became the Ring. No, he didn't. Those are not the same thing. Ring Magazine is owned by a magazine. That's owned by Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya bought it. Okay? No. Right? That is the property of a guy that currently has professional fighters fighting with him and have relationships with media to cover them. Absolutely not. Ring Magazine, which is owned by Oscar De La Hoya, does not dictate who the Lineal champions are. Because if that was the case, and you said, okay, well, the Lineal champion is the actual champion, right? And the Ring Magazine is the Lineal champion, then Oscar De La Hoya is the one that gets to name all the championships, all the champions in boxing. Because he owns Ring. It's his program. It's his votes, right? It's his website that they put up there. He pays for all of that. So he doesn't have any say-so on, or we're just supposed to just suppose, right, that he doesn't have any horses in that race. Man, just absolutely positively stop it, right? Stop it. That is not the same thing. Ring title and Lineal are two different things. And the Ring Magazine title, to me, means absolutely nothing. Nothing. Why? Because it's owned by Oscar De La Hoya. And it has absolutely nothing to boot, they don't even put on fights. When does Ring Magazine put on a fight? I would assume that for Lineal champion back in the day, they put a fight on. They put the fight on. They fought somebody else, I'm the champion. But the people that are saying it are people that actually put on the fights. Unless you're saying Oscar De La Hoya puts on fights as a promoter, as a result, his word goes, or his organization's word goes on who the Lineal champion is. Nah, man. The truth of the matter is, at least for what I think it is that Jamel Herring believes he has a better chance at beating Oscar Valdez than he does Shakur Stevenson. And Shakur Stevenson is not going to just sit by and say, no, you don't have to fight me, it's your mandatory. He's going to push for the fight. And if the WBO mandates it, right? And I do believe the WBO mandated it, or he believes at the very least that they would, because why would you vacate? Right? Why would you vacate? The only reason you would vacate that is to put pressure on the WBO to say, hey, I'm the champ. I don't have to be your champion. I'm going to fight him either way. So if you don't want me, I'm gone. That could be a way to try to intimidate them. I don't know why Jamel Herring would be trying to do that, but I know why Bob Arum would be trying to do that. It's whatever Bob orders. It's called whatever Bob orders. WBO, whatever Bob orders. It's ridiculous, man. But anyway, it's a bad look for Jamel Herring. It's a bad look for Oscar Valdez. Because why would Oscar Valdez choose to fight Jamel Herring when Jamel Herring just dropped his belt? Why wouldn't Oscar Valdez just fight somebody else and wait for Shakur Stevenson to get the WBO belt and then unify? Why? Because Oscar Valdez is going to lose to Shakur Stevenson. That's why. And Bob Arum knows it. So they're trying to keep as many champions as they can keep in that weight division and not straight feed both of those guys to Shakur Stevenson, who will beat them both. Right? That's the order of the day. And I'm sorry if you disagree. Cool, that's your opinion. This is my opinion. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.